Hello, sports bettors. This is Jeff Mackinnon of DRS Sports. Today I will be handicapping the Sunday afternoon AFC NFC showdown between the Baltimore Ravens and Seattle Seahawks. I will be utilizing the DRF Sports Matchup tool, which is a great resource for handicapping football throughout the season. A DRF Sports subscription will provide you with a DRF Sports Form, which is a PDF tip sheet packed with everything you need to win each week during the football season. It includes ratings, stats, trends, and expert selections from our handicappers. And at the end of this video, I will be sharing with you who our handicappers like as a consensus pick on this game. Taking a look at this game closer, Baltimore at Seattle. Seattle did open up as a 3.5-point favorite. The line has come down to 3. The over-under opened up at 50.5 and has dropped to 48.5. In our matchup tool, what I usually like to do is I start with our rating systems to see if there is any line value on either side or total in this game. Estimate number 1 of our game simulator calls for Baltimore to win 26-24, which is 5 points of line value to the Ravens and a slight lean to the over. Estimate number 2, however, tells a different story. It projects Seattle to win 27-22, so that's 2 points to the Seahawks. And our power line projects Seattle as a 4-point favorite, so 1 point to the Seahawks. Averaging these three together, which is a good way of looking at them overall, it's roughly Seattle as a small favorite, so not a heck of a lot of line value there. In the statistics, these two teams are very similar in the sense that both of them have had explosive offenses and somewhat porous defenses. And that's best demonstrated by looking here at the yards per play averages. You can see that Baltimore is gaining 6.4 yards per play and allowing 6.5. Seattle is 6.3 and allowing 6.2. So those are both relatively high yardage per play totals. So teams are moving up and down the field against these two teams. On the other hand, they also are moving up and down the field themselves. So there's been a lot of offense in both these teams' games. And if I go into the results section, you can kind of see what I'm talking about here. Looking at Seattle's schedule for this season, there's only been one game that they've played in where the Seahawks and opponents, when neither team, or I should say, when one team did not reach 20 points. So in all 6 of the Seahawks games, minus 1, both teams scored at least 20 points. In the Ravens season log, you can see that they haven't been held to anything less than 23 on the season, so they've been scoring quite a bit themselves. Going over to the betting angles, there's a couple here that do favor the over. You can see that Pete Carroll is 21-6 over in home games versus poor defenses who allow more than 5.65 yards per play. As I mentioned earlier, Baltimore is allowing over 6. So in this case, Carroll has gone over against those types of teams. And Russell Wilson is 17-7 versus the AFC, 17-7 over versus the AFC. In the line movement section, 78% of the betting public does like the underdog Ravens here, whereas action on the over-under is pretty split between 49% over, 51% under. If you download this week's sports form as a subscriber, you'll note that the Baltimore Ravens are the consensus pick from our handicappers, including 2 of the cappers offer this up as a best bet, the Ravens +3. My personal lean here would be more towards the over, as both teams have shown a tendency to get involved in shootouts on the season. Thanks again for listening. This is Jeff Mackinnon at DRF Sports, Twitter handle @SportsDBExpert. Best of luck this weekend.